Hey guys, what's up? Brandon here with some tribes for you today, but I'm not really going to talk much about the gameplay. This is just some Juggernaut footage I had saved. My team seemed to have the game well in hand, so I decided to spend some time in the enemy base and generator room having some fun. I do, however, want to talk about a little bit of tribes-related news, which may not be very relevant if you're watching this commentary a month from now, but if you're watching it shortly after I'm putting it up, then I think this item will be of interest. It sounds like this coming week, hi-rez is going to be putting out a patch that's going to be pretty large. They're going to have a new game type called CTF Blitz, two new Capture the Flag maps, one which is Dangerous Crossing, that's a remake of a Tribes 1 map, and then an all-new map called Permafrost. They're also putting in a party system so you can join games with friends. That's long overdue. New skins, new voice packs, kind of an interesting addition, and new twin fuser weapons for the Soldier, Pathfinder, and Juggernaut. So all of that is really interesting, but what I think is more interesting about this coming patch is the balance changes. So if you want to read the full patch notes, or the tentative patch notes, they're already posted on the hi-rez forum, so I'm not going to go through all the changes, but I just wanted to highlight a couple of changes that I think could have a pretty dramatic effect on the way the game is played right now. The first change I want to point out is that hi-rez is planning to buff self-propulsion on all explosive projectile weapons by 20% across the board. So this is going to have a really positive effect on the movement speed for medium and heavy classes especially. But it's not going to really affect Pathfinders much because in accordance with this change, they're also nerfing impact nitrons. So Pathfinder movement speed I think is largely going to stay the same, but I think this could open up the possibility of other classes becoming viable for flag capturing. Now the other change that I find very interesting mainly relates to flag running, a role that's near and dear to my heart, as you probably know if you've watched some of my other videos. So hi-rez is planning on changing the safe fall perk in a pretty major way. When it's fully upgraded, the safe fall perk after the coming patch is going to give you 100% immunity to falling damage, as well as 100% immunity to vehicle runover damage. So this should be a godsend to anyone who, like me, can get very frustrated when you're trying to capture flags against an experienced striker who continually runs you over. And it's nice to see hi-rez finally giving flag cappers something in their toolkit to combat the Shrike, which frankly I think has been overpowered since the early days of closed beta. So anyway, for the rest of this commentary, I didn't really have a set topic in mind that I wanted to discuss, so I put the call out on Twitter to see if you guys had any questions you wanted to ask me, kind of a Twitter Q&A. So if you're not already following me on Twitter, then shame on you. The link is in the details section, and you can go rectify that and get in on the next one. But anyway, let's jump right on in. So Picky Connor asks, what is my favorite series of movies? And I don't know that I have a favorite series of movies, so to speak, but my favorite movie is Tombstone, which is a Western film from the 90s with Val Kilmer and Kurt Russell. It's just all around excellent. And I would give an honorable mention to V for Vendetta, which is also a fantastic movie. Next, Jack Shee asks, what do you do when someone who is using cheap tactics is annoying you in a game? I try not to let people ruin my gaming experience, so I'll just leave the server, or if it's an MMO or something, I'll just find a different area. I typically try not to let that kind of thing get to me. Ruben Sirius and Rob Boston ask, what games are you looking forward to this year? My most anticipated game right now for the rest of the year is probably Dishonored. I think that game concept seems very cool, and Bethesda typically does a good job with games like that. I'm also looking forward to PlanetSide 2, which I have much less faith in Sony to deliver a good game, but I think PlanetSide 2 is a very cool concept. I like the whole MMO FPS thing, and so I think if they can strike the right balance with the free-to-play concept, then they could have a winner on their hands. But I think that beta starts up pretty soon, so I'm looking forward to hopefully getting to try that before long. So quite a few of you guys asked about what I did in college and what I do as a job now. So I think I've answered this before, but I went to the University of Texas at Austin, and I graduated with a degree in management information systems, which is a bit of computer science mixed in with a business background, basically. So we covered like database design and programming, but then also did like case classes where we'd learn about how systems are leveraged for business value and things like that. So I really enjoyed my coursework. I would do it all over the same again if I had to do it again. And so I got a job right out of college with a technology consulting firm, and so that's what I do now. And that can mean a lot of different things on any given day, but it means that I work at different clients who hire us to help them solve business problems that are normally technology related, but not always. And so I work a lot with databases and movement of data and systems integration and some programming and things like that. So it really can be a very different job as I move from client to client, and they have different needs, and I could be doing very different things from one client to the next. So it's fun because it's always changing, but that can also be the stressful part of it. As many of you know, I travel a lot for work, and so that's why you only ever see commentaries from me on the weekends. But thus far, it's been pretty enjoyable for the couple years that I've been doing it. A couple of you guys asked what my dream job would be. I think I'd probably be doing something similar to what I do now, maybe IT management or IT projects, but maybe with a focus on the gaming industry eventually. So we'll see what the future holds. Let's see. Wow, I'm already running out of time here. Zignotic asks, best hotel and worst hotel? The best hotel that I've stayed at thus far is the St. Regis in Aspen, Colorado. Just a fantastic resort hotel. I couldn't afford anything once I got there, but the hotel itself was extremely lavish, really nice. The worst hotel would be any hotel that has bad Wi-Fi, which is most of the hotels that I've stayed at. It doesn't really matter how nice the hotel is if you can't, hop on and play a game or get on Skype or something. So that's the worst hotel, and frankly, that's typically the norm rather than the exception, unfortunately. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. As always, you're free to tweet me questions anytime, gaming related, PC related, whatever. As always, thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.